HWA returns to Batavia, Ohio, Saturday, September the 29th, 7:30 p.m. at the Red Barn Flea Market. Both those cars featuring Val Venus and English superstar Dave Taylor, among others. And for weekly updates on the HWA, tune in AM 910 on Middletown, Ohio, every Wednesday night, 6 to 7 p.m. for the Wrestling Guys. This LeRoux is a tough hoss, and he's giving Charlie Haas all he can handle. You know,
Hayashi coming back in last.
Oh, that kick to that side of the head.
Well, they're definitely not going to hear about now.
Oh, man, crisp and tight. You know what, Brock, this feud between the Invasion team of WCW and the HWA wrestlers, at one time you think WCW is pulling out ahead, then it looks to be more even Steven, and then it appears that HWA may be pulling ahead. What do you think?
Well, WCW had the advantage. They were together first, but you know, the HWA is starting to form this coalition, but I think it's going to come up through the ranks. And as soon as we get fully organized, WCW is going to have a lot of problems. They think that we're the underdogs now, but soon they're going to be asking who let the dogs out.
Oh, did you see that? Over the top rope into a diving DDT. Kaz Hayashi on Charlie Haas. Kaz gets the 2 count.
You know, I don't normally root for the Haas brothers, Les, but considering that we got WCW in the ring, I think it's only, that's what it should be doing.
Well, I think you tasted a little of the wrath of the WCW in the last few days, haven't you?
I did. You know, the A Squad was willing to just, you know, let WCW go through the HWA. But, you know, the moment that they landed their hands on me, Les, it all changed.
So now you stick the A Squad on the WCW Invaders, right?
Absolutely. And then we'll go back to business as normal, hopefully.
Oh, and both guys going for the duck there. Both reading. Suplex by Charlie Haas. Lash LeRoux down, Haas down.
He's going to definitely have a raging headache after that one, I think, Les.
I think you're right. The Cajun's going to have a raging headache. You got it. Tag made, Kaz Hayashi in. Russ Haas on fire. Yes, on the offense. Clothesline. Super kick. Charlie and Russ both in. Now we're going to see some double teamwork, and the Haas brothers are Class A in this department. Look at here. Oh. Kaz.
Took too much time getting up on that top rope.
Charlie and in behind Kaz Hayashi. Now let's see. Set him up for here. Oh, Charlie. Russ is dropped on that top turnbuckle. Hayashi working on both these guys. Lash LeRoux down on Charlie. 1, 2, no.
Only a 2, just a 2.
Yes, the Haas brothers are still in this one after an exchange. I thought the Haas were about to lose it. Wait a minute. What's this? Yes, is caught by Russ. Charlie down now. He's got Lash. What are we going to see next? Haas brothers, what's this? That's something new by the Haas brothers. Haven't seen that one before. And Russ gets the pin. Russ and Charlie Haas with a big win over Lash LeRoux and Kaz Hayashi. So score 1 for the HWA, Brock.
And it's the first of many, I'm thinking, Les.
And we've got more action coming up right after this.
It's been called the biggest professional wrestling show of the year. And now you can own it on HWA Home Video. The best of the Brian Pillman Memorial. We've taken the hottest moments from 98, 99, 1999 and the 2000 Brian Pillman Memorial shows and combined them into this 2 VHS tape set. Don't miss PWI's Match of the Year from Pillman's 2000, Chris Benoit versus Steven Regal. See Ray Steele win the HWA Heavyweight Championship in '99. Shark Boy recaptures the HWA Cruiserweight belt in 2000. Did you ever wonder what happened when D'Lo Brown finally meets Ric Flair in the ring? It's more than 3 hours of total pro wrestling legends, now available from HWA Home Video. Now available from HWA Home Video. Order your copy off the web today at HWAOnline.com.
In the ring, Matt Stryker, Cody Hawk. Let's listen to the introduction.
Introducing first, from Cincinnati, Ohio, and Malibu Beach, California, with Helena Heavenly, Matt Stryker, and the Surfer, Cody Hawk, and their opponents.
Their opponents are reigning HWA Cruiserweight Champion Jaimie Knoble and his partner, Easy Money, Jason Jett, and what's this, Mike Sanders coming to the ring with these guys. And of course, he has mentioned he's going to tutor Jaimie Knoble. What are they calling him?
I think they're calling him a midget, Les. I deal a lot with endorsements, and now I hear Kimo is actually looking at Jaimie Knoble.
I'm not even going there, Brock Guppin. Wait a minute, Patrick Black and the referees, Robert Briscoe and Ray Ramsey out. And Sanders being sent to the back.
And their opponents, from Daytona Beach, Florida, and West Milford, Florida, representing WCW, Jason Jett, and the HWA Cruiserweight Champion, Jaimie Knoble.
And you know, this is 3 out of 3 now that the WCW guys have attacked before the bell rings. I think we got a pattern here, Brock.
I think there's a little bit of a game plan going on. Good thing Mike Sanders got sent to the back. Everyone, I mean, he doesn't have a manager's license, Les. There's no business out here.
No, he doesn't. Cody Hawk, double diving clothesline off the top.
And actually, I think Sanders was coming out here just so Jaimie Knoble can hide behind him. We all know that Jaimie Knoble has not been giving Matt Stryker a return title shot at that cruiserweight belt.
Of course, he's got 30 days before he has to give Stryker the shot. But he's been putting other WCW wrestlers between himself and Stryker, hoping someone would take Stryker down before that 30 days is up. Stryker makes the tag now to Cody Hawk. Oh, my God. Jason Jett with that springboard. Oh.
Cody Hawk just got wiped out, Les.
That standing back flip into a body press. Jason Jett, a heavyweight with cruiserweight moves, Brock. Here he goes. No, I thought he was going for the pendulum, but Hawk is able to overbalance him, roll him up. Cody diving for the crossbody. Jett catches him. Not sure. Man, you talk about a guy who innovates some offense. This Jason Jett is him.
And normally moves like that will work from Cody Hawk, but obviously Jason Jett has Cody Hawk scouted to a T.
Jaimie Knoble now takes the tag. He is the current HWA Cruiserweight Champion, the first WCW invader to come up with an HWA title. And this little guy, what he gives away is in size. He picks up in intensity and work rate.
Well, yeah, I think he needs to try a decap is what I think, Les.
Hawk trying to build some offense here. There's a tag, and Knoble and Jett working well as a combination. We want to remind you folks in the Dayton, Ohio area that WWF SmackDown comes to Dayton, Ohio, Tuesday, September the 25th at the Wright State Nutter Center.
Cody Hawk just like 1 foot away from making a tag, but there was no way that he could reach his hand out and let Stryker in.
No, they've cut the ring off, and that's exactly what you're supposed to do in a tag match. Jason Jett right now being told by Joe Lopez, don't touch, wait a minute. Jett's going to do his little boogie-woogie dance. Double drop kick into the face of Cody Hawk. Hawk the surfer, Jett the dancer. 2 count. Jason Jett makes the tag. Jaimie Knoble comes in. to the midsection. And if you're not sure what happened earlier on, as this match started, Mike Sanders did come out with Jaimie Knoble and Jason Jett, but Patrick Black, commissioner of the HWA, and two of the referees came out and escorted him to the back for the very reason he does not have a valet or manager's license. I wonder if you might put a dress on Mike Sanders, you might get him a valet's license.
I don't know. Do you have a dress for him? Do you
I don't. Are you looking at, what do you ask?
Maybe I shouldn't be sitting here. I mean, I don't know.
Well, no, I just passing thought, Brock, actually. Knoble up. Oh, Hawk drops him face first.
I think that's the closest to the ceiling that Jaimie Knoble has ever been.
There's the tag, and Matt Stryker wired for sound here. Former Cruiserweight champion wants to rectify that loss to Jaimie Knoble a couple weeks ago.
Yeah, but the thing is, Stryker's got to keep his wits about him. He is very angry at Jaimie Knoble right now. Oh!
Look at there, Jett pulls Stryker out.
We got pandemonium going
Hawk
all around.
going for his finisher here. Let's see if he's going to get the pin. Jason Jett in to make the save, drops that leg.
Joe Lopez is trying to get Jason Jett out.
Oh! Man, I've run out of superlatives and names for half the things that Jason Jett's doing here.
He is definitely an innovator of moves, Lash.
Stryker trying to set him up, but Jett overbalances him, comes down. He's going for the suplex. Stryker comes out of it. Sets Jett up, drops him. Oh, Noble's the legal man here. He goes for, went for his finish. Yes, Stryker reversed it. Knoble up and over. Stryker in. He's up and over. What's he got it? Yes, look at it here. He's got it. Matt Stryker pins Jaimie Knoble. It is not a cruiserweight title match, but nonetheless, the former cruiserweight champion pins Jaimie Knoble in this tag team encounter. Your winners, Matt Stryker and Cody Hawk, over the combination of Jaimie Knoble and Easy Money Jason Jett. And after these commercial messages, we'll be back with our Hanging With segment this week with HWA Heavyweight Champion Ray Steele.
Where should you turn to find the best information on the HWA? Go to hwaonline.com. Is the HWA coming to a town near you? The events page will give you the dates, times, and directions you need to see the HWA live. Check out our stars section. We have websites for all your HWA superstars, giving you all the information you can handle. Looking for some HWA merchandise? We've got that as well. And if you are interested in getting into the wrestling business, check out Les Thatcher's Main Event Pro Wrestling Camp.
Are you tired of pro wrestling news that just turns out to be bogus? Well, get the real scoop from a couple of insiders, Sean Stedham and Willie F. It's the Wrestling Guys. Wednesday nights at 6, tune in to the Wrestling Guys on 9:10 a.m. WPFB for all the latest news from inside the pro wrestling business. Or catch the Rebel Ringside Report Tuesday mornings at 7:20 on 105.9 FM, The Rebel. It's Sean and Willie Tuesday mornings at 7:20 on The Rebel, or Wednesday evening at 6 and 9:10 a.m. WPFB, The Wrestling Guys.
With a segment, and today we're with the HWA Heavyweight Champion Ray Steele. A little over 2 years ago, this young man showed up in my gym in Cincinnati, Ohio, with a very intent look in his eye, wanting to be a professional wrestler. He's come a long way in a short time. We're going to talk a little bit about that right now. And of course, Ray, you're from Albuquerque, New Mexico, and you've got some college football background.
Yes, I was. I played at the University of New Mexico for a couple of years, and I won the strongest player on the team pound for pound award. And at the same time, I was boxing and fighting, which kind of didn't work together with football, and I chose that I love fighting better, and left football for fighting.
And when we're talking about fighting, besides boxing, it was the mixed martial arts, right?
Yeah, mainly jiu-jitsu, which is, we also mix with amateur wrestling, which I did in high school, but mixture of jiu-jitsu and boxing and all around everything, mainly for the old bar type fights.
So with that, college football, jiu-jitsu, amateur boxing, coming into professional wrestling, did it make professional wrestling easier or what?
I think so in a lot of ways, yeah. You know, your equilibrium and timing and flipping around, just conditioning as well, I think taught a lot of good things for professional wrestling.
All right, and of course, over the last 2 years, a lot of good things have happened to you in professional wrestling. You became the HWA champion for the first time a little over a year ago. You've had a chance to mix it up with guys just recently, Chris Benoit, Jerry Lynn, Billy Gunn. But I know one of the most exciting times for you was the match with Benoit.
Yes, it was incredible. He's just a true spirit to this sport and to this industry. He's a great wrestler, and it was just an incredible time. I had one of the best times of my life getting in the ring and getting to compete with him.
And I know in this day and age of a lot of high flying and high risk maneuvers, you've been studying a lot of tapes about chain wrestling, about the Japanese strong style, and a lot of the old masters like Flair and Steamboat.
Instead of the high flying, I think I like better of a competition. I like the actual competitiveness of making this more of a competitive type show and competitive type match. I just love the wrestling aspect of it, and that's what I did before I got here, and that's what I love to do now.
Of course, I know that obviously one of the main things is for you, acquiring the HWA heavyweight title is a step up, but the biggest step for you is to acquire a WWF developmental contract.
Yes, that's the ultimate goal for myself and many of the guys here in the HWA, and probably anyone that doesn't have one already. That is the ultimate goal.
Yes, it is, certainly is. And of course, we mentioned Benoit, but other than Benoit over the last 2 years, give me a couple of highlights of your career. Who's some of the toughest guys you worked with?
I like wrestling anybody, anywhere. Chris Benoit obviously was one of the best matches of my life. Due to him, I got to wrestle Rhino in a hardcore match a few months back, and that was an incredible time. Jerry Lynn, Denver, Colorado, that was another. He's a great little athlete and great little wrestler. And Bob Holly was another one. I've had several, just guys on our own company here. You know, Matt Stryker, Cody Hawk, Nick Densmore from Ohio Valley Wrestling. There's several guys that I like to wrestle just as well.
And of course, that kind of brings us up to date, and that brings us up to the invasion. WCW coming into HWA, and you weren't necessarily a fan favorite up till a few months ago, and now with the WCW invasion, things have kind of switched.
As far as this WCW invasion goes, Mike Sanders, the former commissioner of WCW, now leader of this group of class act losers, just going to come down here to HWA and stake their claim, and that's not the way it's going to happen. Wrong. You see, while you guys were up killing off WCW television, we've been down here working independents, working the roads for little or no pay in front of 50, 20, hundreds of people to no people. We've been busting our butts, and you people are going to have to come down here and earn some respect by proving yourself. I don't know what else to think about this right now.
All right, well, there you have it from the HWA heavyweight champion, Ray Steele, and that's been our Hangin' With segment today.
It's been called the biggest professional wrestling show of the year, and now you can own it on HWA Home Video, the best of the Brian Pillman Memorial. We've taken the hottest moments from 98, 99, and the 2000 Brian Pillman Memorial shows and combined them into this 2 VHS tape set. Don't miss PWI's Match of the Year from Pillman 2000, Chris Benoit versus Steven Regal. See Ray Steele win the HWA Heavyweight Championship in '99. Shark Boy recaptures the HWA Cruiserweight belt in 2000. Did you ever wonder what happened when D'Lo Brown finally meets Ric Flair in the ring? It's more than 3 hours of total pro wrestling legends, now available from HWA Home Video. Now available from HWA Home Video. Order your copy off the web today at hwaonline.com. Are you tired of pro wrestling news that just turns out to be bogus? Well, get the real scoop from a couple of insiders, Sean Stenham and Willie F. It's the Wrestling Guys. Wednesday nights at 6. Tune in to the Wrestling Guys on 9:10 a.m. WPFB for all the latest news from inside the pro wrestling business. Or catch the Rebel Ringside Report Tuesday mornings at 7:20 on 105.9 FM, The Rebel. It's Sean and Willie Tuesday mornings at 7:20 on The Rebel, or Wednesday evening at 6 and 9:10 a.m. WPFB, The Wrestling Guys.
Where should you turn to find the best information on the HWA? Go to hwaonline.com. Is the HWA coming to a town near you? The events page will give you the dates, times, and directions you need to see the HWA live. Check out our stars section. We have websites for all your HWA superstars, giving you all the information you can handle. Looking for some HWA merchandise? We've got that as well. And if you are interested in getting into the wrestling business, check out Les Thatcher's Main Event Pro Wrestling Camp.
We're back, and this is the match a lot of people have been waiting for. Mark Jindrak against Ekmo. Here are the ring introductions.
Introducing first, hailing from Syracuse, New York, representing WCW, Mark Jindrak. And his opponent.
And coming to the ring at 360 pounds, one half of the Island Boys, the baby of the team, Ekmo. And joining me at Mike's side, above average, Mike Sanders, spokesperson for WCW.
Thank you very much, Les Thatcher. As you look at Mark Jindrak, a phenom in the sport at the age of 23. Ladies, stay seated.
Well, he's got his hands full here, I think, Mike. Ekmo, 360 pounds, and he moves like a man 100 pounds lighter.
I don't know about that. Let me tell you something.
Hailing from the island of Samoa, one half of the Island Boys, Ekmo.
Wait a minute, Johnny the Bull out. Wait a minute, we went through this thing with seconds license, manager's license. And I think he's talking to you. I think Ekmo's talking to you.
I think he's talking to you, Les Thatcher.
Well, yeah, I hear it.
He's talking to you, Les Thatcher. He ain't talking to me. He's talking to me out of being in that ring right now.
What's the story?
I ain't scared.
They're going to send the Bull back?
Les Thatcher, would you take a look?
Wait a minute.
Oh,
Here
my
comes
God.
Kimo out. Kimo's telling her.
I guess Kimo finished up at the buffet. Let's look at the athleticism of both these guys right. Look at Johnny the Bull. Oh, that's a smart move right there. Don't ever turn your back on your opponent. Mark Jindrak getting the early move in this match.
You know what, Mike? That makes it 100% thus far. In 4 bouts, the WCW guys have started before the bell has rung in all 4 of them.
It's all strategy, Les Thatcher. Oh, that's going to leave a mark. But I'll give it credit, Les Thatcher. Some of your HWA guys can go here.
Well, we're going to see a lot of action, my friend. And of course,
Ekmo taking on early in the match here.
Yes. Like I said, the 360-pounder moves like he's 260, and he can go to the air. That, I think he's talking to you.
Oh!
Well, ladies, I don't think you have to worry about Mark Jindrak partying with you tonight.
Mark Jindrak is pure athlete, Les. He's not going to be down too long. Ooh,
Robert
Jindrak kicks out.
Okay, Mike, right now I'd say it's pretty even Steven. Jindrak holding his own. Ekmo has stayed right with. Of course, Jindrak with a basketball background is very mobile and gets to the air very well for a man his size.
It's all about being an athlete, Les. And you look at quick thinking on Jindrak's part. Oh! That's going to leave a mark. He's down on that one.
He rolled him with that clothesline.
I think Jindrak's going to take over here.
You know, they were about to send Johnny the Bull to the back, and Kimo came out and said, "That's all right, referee, you leave him because I'm going to take care of my partner's back." And the fans are right on Johnny the Bull.
Look at this. Look at the athleticism of Jindrak.
The one thing I want to say is last week I was so totally surprised and impressed that Johnny the Bull was able to press slam Ekmo. Right now, Johnny the Bull,
able to.
What is this about?
Let me tell you what I was impressed with last week. I was impressed with the Mark Jindrak win over that sad sack Steve Bradley.
Well, Bradley's a tough competitor. Jindrak had a little help, or at least some distraction by Jaimie.
That's your point of view.
Well, it certainly is.
Oh, almost got him.
Got a 2 count.
Almost got him.
Got a 2 count.
You know, the one thing about the WCW guys, we like to play it right down the middle. We like to call things fair and square, Les.
Fair and square.
Exactly.
All right.
Oh, down he goes. The bigger they are, the harder they fall, Les Thatcher.
I'm impressed, Mike Sanders.
Hey,
tough.
You think Ekmo could be considered an endangered species? I mean, you know, the killer whale is, the humpback whale is.
Wow. I wouldn't get within arm's reach and ask him that question if I were you.
You he better push him back in the water before he dehydrates. Look at that. Oh, look at the athleticism of Mark Jindrak. 260, 360, I don't care what he is. Turn him over like a piece of candy.
I agree. Total world slam. Look at here. Jindrak
I'm
now.
begging you, Les Thatcher, give me
Kimo
somebody from HWA.
Wait
Give
a
me
minute.
somebody.
Look at here.
Oh. What is Ekmo doing up on the map, the side of the ring there?
Wait a minute.
You don't see Giant Bull up there.
No. He's
Come on, who's there here now?
Ekmo going to the top. Ekmo going top side for that strong splash. Look here, bullshit.
Hey,
oh.
turnabout fair play. Turnabout fair play, Les Thatcher.
Ekmo is hung up now. Johnny the Bull helping
That's a team effort here.
Well, team effort, no effort, what effort? I'm not
Both
sure.
guys down. Looks like Jindrak's going to fare out better here.
Right now, here comes Kimo around the outside.
Here's Ekmo's coming around. Oh!
A 2 count. But Ekmo kicks out.
My
and
God,
Kimo
this is
nailed
uncalled
Johnny the
for, Les
Bull.
Thatcher.
Wait a
This is
minute.
uncalled for.
Referee Robert Briscoe, he's calling for it. He's calling it. Either throwing this match out, it's out of his hands now.
Let's get security out here.
Kimo.
Get me somebody out here with some authority.
Johnny the Bull.
Some
Ekmo,
authority.
Jindrak's authority. That's Robert Briscoe, and he's.
Is this what you're promoting in HWA, Les Thatcher?
Hey, your guys started this, Mike.
I don't think
oh,
so.
Yeah, I think so. Your guys
You have
started.
no control here whatsoever.
This match has been ruled a no contest by referee
And that's
Robert
unfair.
Briscoe.
That's so unfair to Mark Jindrak, knowing he was going to have the win.
No contest, he says, and that's the decision.
I think the ref's in on it,
and
too.
Mark Jindrak, no matter your opinion, Mike Sanders, it is over. Look at here. Ekmo, one final blow to Johnny the Bull, and we'll be back with 6-man tag team action right after this.
It's been called the biggest professional wrestling show of the year, and now you can own it on HWA Home Video. The best of the Brian Pillman Memorial. We've taken the hottest moments from 98, 99, and the 2000 Brian Pillman Memorial shows and combined them into this 2 VHS tape set. Don't miss PWI's Match of the Year from Pillman 2000, Chris Benoit versus Steven Regal. See Ray Steele win the HWA Heavyweight Championship in '99. Shark Boy recaptures the HWA Cruiserweight belt in 2000. Did you ever wonder what happened when D'Lo Brown finally meets Ric Flair in the ring? It's more than 3 hours of total pro wrestling legends, now available from HWA Home Video. Now available from HWA Home Video. Order your copy off the web today at HWAOnline.com.
All right, and we've got the A Squad in the ring, and Brock Huffman to make the introduction.
The big disgrace, waving your banner of the we will rock you.
Last week, I know I was rather insulting when I came out here, but I guarantee you, I was not half as insulting as anything that you've seen from WCW. Now, the A Squad was all ready to just, you know, let bygones be bygones, let them come into the HWA, do whatever they want to do, until they decided to get their hands on the A Squad, and more importantly, me. And if you think that the A Squad is going to be frightened by by a team by the name of Johnny, Evan, and Shannon. You've got another thing coming.
And their opponents.
And of course, their opponents are representative of WCW, Evan Karageous, Johnny the Bull, and Shannon Moore.
Coming to the ring from Pearman in Charlotte, North Carolina, and Brooklyn, New York, representing WCW, the team of Evan Karageous, Shannon Moore, and Johnny the Bull.
Once again, Les Thatcher.
Talking about endangered species, I see leopard skin, bear, I don't know what, all these furs up here. These guys out spend a lot of time in the woods, Mike, or what?
Let me tell you something, Les. Like we always say, this is a body business. Look at these guys. These guys look like athletes. Yes, your guys, the HWA guys, look like cheerleaders. Exactly.
Well, I think we're going to see good competition. Shannon Moore, Pepper Parks started off, both great cruiserweight. And, of course, Shannon Moore, Evan Karageous, part of the infamous 3 count in WCW. Pepper lands on his feet, ducks the clothesline, leapfrogs Shannon Moore. Gets him with a reverse monkey flip. Here comes Evan, drop kick by Pepper. Bulls charges, ducks the clothesline. Wait a minute, double kick.
Total mayhem in the ring now. I think they kind of like that 3-on-1 combination.
Oh, look at here.
Oh. Hey, Pepper took a nasty spill there.
Well, you know, I don't know what you think the HWA team looks like, Mike, but they look pretty good offensively.
I'm not going to say actually a well-oiled machine, but I'll give them their just due.
Of course, I will say this. All the WCW invaders are solid performers, and they've been tested at the level of WCW Nitro and Thunder.
Have you ever heard Shannon and Evan sing?
I'm afraid I have.
Not only are they phenomenal athletes, but they're tremendous musicians. I mean, better than the Backstreet Boys. Better than NSYNC. These guys got talent. They got skills.
I hate to mention this, Mike, but I've seen them dance at my advanced age.
Exactly.
I think I can outdance both of them quite.
I don't go that far, Lash.
They're much better wrestlers, I would think, than dancers or singers.
Ooh, kick to the head. Shannon's going up. Oh.
He drops Jett the Jet. Shannon Moore makes the tag to Johnny the Bull. Bull in now with Jett the Jet Jablonski.
What is Jablonski anyway? Is that Irish?
That's Polish, I believe.
Exactly.
And your point?
Oh, spine buster from the Bull here.
The Bull. No doubt about it.
He's
Johnny,
a technician.
yes.
What the heck was that?
Great condition.
Won't the referee get some control out there? Keep these rookies outside the ring.
Bull arm whips him cross ring. Jablonski down. Bull puts
Nice
the boots
kick to the
him.
head.
Johnny the Bull, another heavyweight that moves like a cruiserweight, Mike.
I've said it once and I've said it before, Les. It's all about being an athlete in this business.
You've got some great athletes, no doubt about it. But they're not bashful about taking shortcuts on the way to a win. Whoa, what do you call that one, Mike
I
Sanders?
think that was going to leave a mark.
Evan Karageous now, EK as he calls himself, looping those right hands in there.
EK, not only is he an athlete, he's a ladies' man. He's kind of a ladies' man himself there, Les.
Well, thank you, Mike. It's the nicest thing you may have ever said. EK in trying for the pin.
Got the kick out.
A 1.5, and Jett Jablonski out. Once again, we want to remind you, HWA returns to Batavia, Ohio, Saturday, September the 29th at the Red Barn, and at Jillian's Entertainment Complex, Cody, Kentucky, Wednesday, September the 26th.
These guys are working like a machine, Les.
Yes,
a
they
true
are.
Team.
I agree. HWA team started out the same way.
EK up top. Oh, nobody home.
Nope. Jablonski rolls out of the way. Let's see if he's going to be able to make the tag.
He gets the tag.
Tags brother Dean the Dream.
Oh.
There's the
Guy's got a little bit of fire to him.
Yes, he
He's
does.
got some spark.
Talk about an athlete. There's a little muscle on that body, too. What's this now? 3-on-1?
No, this is called teamwork. 90 night. Nighty night.
Uh-oh.
About
Shannon set him
99
up,
again.
slipped off of him. Couldn't quite get him. Reverses him, sets him up. Whoa. That power
Nice
bombed him out of
kick
this.
in, Bull.
Oh, Bull makes a save.
Look at the strength.
Goes to the press man. Whoa.
This match is out of control, Les Thatcher.
Yes, it is. Bull's going again. He's got him this
Look at that.
time.
All natural strength.
Drops him on the shoulder and the slam. Jett the Jet makes a save.
Oh, this
Parks
is
in.
broke out to a
Parks
Boilermaker.
got the tag. Pepper Parks is the legal eagle. Reverses the whip on EK. EK goes up and over. Parks dumps him to the outside. Shannon Moore. He's going for it. There you go. That's the finishing move. And Moore gets the
Once
pin
again,
for WCW.
WCW out on top.
More Bull and EK
Left you speechless there, huh, Les?
over the A squad. I
All this
can't argue
action
with
going
him.
on.
They took it home. And we'll be back with our main event.
A squad, 3 more months.
Ray Steele against Dave Taylor right after this.
Are you tired of pro wrestling news that just turns out to be bogus? Well, get the real scoop from a couple of insiders, Sean Stenham and Willie F. It's the Wrestling Guys. Wednesday nights at 6, tune in to the Wrestling Guys on 9:10 a.m. WPFB for all the latest news from inside the pro wrestling business. Or catch the Rebel Ringside Report Tuesday mornings at 7:20 on 105.9 FM, The Rebel. It's Sean and Willie, Tuesday mornings at 7:20 on The Rebel, or Wednesday evening at 6 and 9:10 a.m. WPFB, The Wrestling Guys.
Where should you turn to find the best information on the HWA? Go to hwaonline.com. Is the HWA coming to a town near you? The events page will give you the dates, times, and directions you need to see the HWA live. Check out our stars section. We have websites for all your HWA superstars, giving you all the information you can handle. Looking for some HWA merchandise? We've got that as well. And if you are interested in getting into the wrestling business, check out Les Thatcher's main event pro wrestling camp.
Ready for our main event? Here's Hoss with the introduction.
Introducing first, hailing from Yorkshire, England, representing WCW, Dave Taylor! And his opponent.
And his opponent is the HWA Heavyweight Champion, Ray Steele. From Albuquerque, New Mexico. And of course, Mike Sanders, this is the match that you asked for.
Little boy Blue coming to the ring with his little shiny gold around his waist.
Coming to the ring, hailing from Albuquerque, New Mexico, he is the HWA Heavyweight Champion, Ray Steele!
And there you have it, Ray Steele out against David Taylor. Steele has met some top-flight competitors, but Taylor raises the bar, no doubt about it. Mike Sanders, this guy, a great chain wrestler, and he knows all the styles. He's been to Japan, Australia, the continent.
Let me tell you something. Ray Steele, I'll give you credit. He's a good little helper, but he's going to have to step up to the plate here. I mean, Dave Taylor ain't nobody to be playing around with. He knows his way around the ring. He's been in the business for years.
Steele ducks under and takes Taylor out of the ring on that one.
Little boy Blue showing some spark there.
And of course, Dave Taylor was tag team partners with William Regal when he was in WCW. Talk about a great chain wrestler. Yes.
Let me tell you something, Steve and Dave, best in the business. Oh! Oh! You gotta see the dentist after that one.
Steele made a mistake by trying to be a gentleman with David Taylor, the veteran from England. Oh, throws that European uppercut and throws it with effectiveness. Snap bear. Taylor.
That's what I'm talking about, Les.
He's a great wrestler.
You gotta want it.
Well, I'm going to tell you what, Ray Steele has always wanted it, and I've seen this guy rise to the challenge time and time again, Mike. I can't believe that it's going to be that easy for Dave Taylor here tonight.
Dave Taylor's just toying with him right now.
We would like to remind you, the HWA TV tapings are every Sunday night, Jeffersonville, Indiana, at the Davis Arena on Mechanic Street. That's 7:30 p.m. and it is free admission. Come on down and join us and enjoy the action. Taylor with a step over toe hold. Steele overbalances him, comes up with a toe hold of his own, and we're seeing some good counter moves here too, Mike Sanders.
Little boy Blue's getting lucky.
Well, you know what? I believe he's smart enough to be impressed with Taylor's credentials, but not intimidated.
He might not be intimidated, but he can't afford to make any mistakes in the ring. I mean, I think he's taking Dave Taylor just a little too easy. When that happens, that happens.
Yes, well, we're talking about a veteran of 2 years versus a veteran of I'm not sure how many years. As I said, Taylor's done it all. Steele with a nice reversal into a hammerlock. Steele applying the pressure. Taylor looking for the ropes, looking for a handle to get out of this one. Well, Mike, you made the match. Talk to me here.
Let me tell you something, Les. You take a guy like Ray Steele, which I'm sure, who has Ray beat? In his career, who has he ever beat? Give me a name. Give me a name.
You want major?
Let me tell you something.
You want major names. I can't give you any major
stars. I want to know who Ray Steele has beat to get to where he's at. I'm not going to take anything away from the kid, because he's a hell of an athlete. I can see that. He's got a good physique. Seems like he knows his way around the ring, but he's in there with a top competitor. He's in there with somebody that's been in this business for 20 years.
Yes,
and you don't go into this match taking it lightly.
I don't think he's taking it lightly. I think he's wrestling.
No, he didn't take it lightly. He wasn't here last week to wrestle. What, are you going to take a week off? Think he just come back?
In truth, I think last week was his birthday, and he was off.
Oh, so let me ask you something, Les. How many days did you work on the road when it was your birthday?
Probably all of them.
Every single one of them. How many days did you work during Christmas?
All of them.
Exactly. You don't take off for your birthday, Les Thatcher. That wasn't like that when I broke into business back in '99.
Well, he's here now, and I think giving a good account of himself, Mike. What can I tell you? Taylor, no doubt, the more experienced of the two. He's in a driver's seat right now, but Steele's hardly out of it. I will say this, Taylor has been smart. He's kept the younger man on the ground. He's taken his speed away from him.
Hasn't even let him hit the ropes one time.
And his power, absolutely.
Kept him right in the center of the ring. You don't learn this stuff at school either.
No, I will say this. I will say this. You had an ace in your up your sleeve here, Mike Sanders, when you brought Dave Taylor in. Almost a 2 count there by Steele. Taylor in, single legs him, drops for the cover. Steele kicks out. Oh! I don't know if that's in the rule, is it?
I don't know, but I'll tell you what. I think Ray Steele may have to be checking himself into the dentist after this one.
Wow, David Taylor.
Well, he needs to have his face rearranged anyway. He's not a very good-looking guy. I don't think he's very popular with the chicks.
I'm impressed with the competition I've seen thus far in this main event. We also want to remind you, while we're watching this one, that joining us here next week on HWA TV, WWF superstar Val Venus. And I'm sure you got something in store for him too, Mike Sanders.
Always got a little something in store, Les Thatcher. You know, Les, Ray Steele better get in gear here and find himself with a loss.
Taylor working on that arm. Steele feeling the wear and tear. Steele with a kick to the midsection and a chop. Down goes Taylor. Steele in trying for the quick cover. Taylor out on 2. Steele's not out of it here yet. Clothesline drops Taylor. Taylor kicks out.
You know, Ray Steele spent a lot of time on his back during this match.
Well, I won't say he hasn't.
First, I've heard
I
he's
think,
used
I
to
think
spend a lot of
it's been
time on his
very
back,
good,
but anyway.
Good competition. Steele reverse the whip.
Oh!
Ducks the flying cross body. Steele up now.
High flyer.
Let's see what Steele gonna do here. Jumps the jumping Steel cutter. Is he gonna get the pin?
Oh, what?
He got
Oh,
it.
wait a minute.
No, you better wait.
Wait a minute.
Wait a minute. My God, that's it. Steele has beat Dave Taylor. Steele has beat Ray Steele has beat David Taylor. Mike Sanders has hit the ring. Oh, and here comes Steve Bradley. We've got Sanders and Bradley's nailing Sanders. Taylor's out of the ring. Sanders is headed. Man, oh man, Ray Steele comes up the winner. Let's see what Steve.
Sanders, you like to come around here running your mouth. Well, I'm coming for you, and consider this a fair warning. You want to take over HWA, you're going to have to get through Mofo Steve Bradley.
And there you have it. Steve Bradley back in Ray Steele. Steele's the winner. We'll be back next week with more great HWA wrestling.
Three goofy guys battle over one.